Hello everyone, this is Gretchen May Escamayon. Today's video is going to be about the experiment 7, the external and internal anatomy of a toad. Now, we'll be discussing about the external parts of a toad. First, we have the head. It is nearly semicircular in outline with a bluntly rounded snout in front. Nostril leads into the nasal passages and serve as the inlet or outlet of air. Next, we have the mouth. Wide gasping slit which extends from side to side along the anterior end of the snout. It is meant for ingestion of food. Now, let's focus on the area where the eyes can be found. Actually, each eye is provided with 3 eyelids, though 2 eyelids can be seen in the naked eye. First, a thick and prominent upper eyelid. Upper eyelid, it allows toad to blink. Though the rudimentary lower eyelid stays still. And the transparent third eyelid, or known as nictitating membrane, attached below to the lower eyelid, functions to cover both eyeballs. Next, we have the eye. Eyes positioned atop of the head gives a field of vision. This peripheral vision helps them spot predators and prey. Next is tympanum. Thin membrane that separates the external ear from the middle ear. Its function is to transmit sound from the air to the ossicles inside the middle ear. Next are the parts that can be found in the trunk. A trunk, it is a short and flattened from above downwards. And next, we have the parotid gland. It is the largest of the salivary glands. Each parotid is wrapped around the mandibular ramus and secretes serious saliva through the parotid duct into the mouth to facilitate mastication and swallowing and to begin the digestion of starches. We have the dorsal side. It is covered with innumerable rough warts. And up here, we have warts. It indicates the position of the poison glands. Next, the ventral side. It is comparatively smooth and free from warts. And in the vent, as you can see, it lies dorsally at the posterior end, between the bases of 2 hind legs. It serves for the exit of feces, urine, and germ cells. Lastly, there are the parts that are attached in the trunk. We have forelids, are short and divisible into segments by movable joints. The proximal part by which it joins the trunk is known as the arm or brachium. As you can see, there are 4 digits or fingers corresponding to those on our hand, but the thumb is absent. In toads or frogs, we call fingers as digits. Hind limbs are longer and stronger than forelimbs. Each hind limb consists of a proximal segment called thigh or femur, which is followed by the crus. Situated away to it is a pes and 5 slender digits. The toes are united by a thin fold of skin called web. So that would be all for the anatomy and function of the external parts of a toad. Next, we'll be discussing about the anatomy and function of the different parts of a toad's internal organs. Now, let's talk about the internal organs. We have the esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, liver, pancreas, kidney, gonads, and heart. There are 2 body cavities that can be found in a toad of a frog. We have the pericardial activity and the pleuroperitoneal cavity. The pericardial is a small cavity that holds the heart that is located at the thoracic region. There are 2 peritonia that can be found in this cavity. The pleural peritoneal cavity occupies a greater part of the space in the trunk which holds most of the organs of the viscera such as stomach, intestine, liver, pancreas, lungs, reproductive organs, spleen, and other less conspicuous organs. Esophagus. It is a short narrow tube just behind the buccal cavity. This connects the pharynx with the stomach. Stomach. It secretes substances that aid in chemical digestion. It mechanically breaks down food and stores food and controls the rate of passage to the small intestine. The stomach is attached to the dorsal body wall by its mesentery, the mesogaster. Small intestine, a long, narrow, and cold tube extending from pylorus to the much dilated large intestine. It helps in the digestion and absorption of nutrients. Large intestine. It solidifies the waste product by absorbing water, and it is also the storage of the waste product. It is suspended to the body wall by its mesentery, the mesorectum or mesocolon. Spleen. It is the largest organ in the lymphatic system. It synthesizes antibodies, it filters red blood cells, and it is an active immune response. Kidney and gallbladder. The liver produces the bile and filters toxins and chemicals, while the gallbladder stores bile. Liver and gallbladder. The liver produces the bile and filters toxins and chemicals, while the gallbladder stores bile. Pancreas. It is a large cream-white irregular gland surrounding the common bile duct. It lies between the stomach and the duodenum. It produces the pancreatic or digestive enzymes. Kidney. It filters body fluid and regulates acid-base balance and electrolyte concentration. Ovaries are two large much-folded membranous dark bodies with numerous white dot-like structures, one on each side of the colon. The ovaries are slung to the dorsal wall of the column by mesentery. It has oviducts, the two large convoluted tubes. Testes, a whitish, slightly elongated paired bodies attached to the ventral face of the kidneys, near the anterior end. Heart, it is a hollow pear-shaped muscular organ situated in the anterior part of the body cavity, in front of the liver. The frog has three chambers, two atria and a single ventricle. The atrium receives the oxygenated blood from the blood vessels that drain the various organs of the body. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs and skin, which also serves as a gas exchange organ in most amphibians. Lungs. The lung wall consists of four layers: mesothelium, dense connective tissue with thin elastic fibers, loose connective tissue with smooth muscle fibers, and an internal respiratory epithelium. The lung presents three types of folds, defined by their epithelia. Lungs. The lung wall consists of four layers: mesothelium, dense lungs. The lung wall consists of four layers: mesothelium, dense connective tissue with thin elastic fibers, loose connective tissue with smooth muscle fibers, and an internal respiratory epithelium. The lungs present three types of folds, defined by their epithelia. That's all for today. Thank you for listening.